What's going on, boys? Thanks to our patrons and Fiverr customers, subscribe to our Patreon free for behind the scenes stuff. Arm yourselves typology stuff. We'll try to keep this one quick because I've been dying lately, and it's been one thing after another, non-stop, even now in the middle of the night. And this video idea connects up with an idea I had for a video about SI versus SE. So maybe we'll cover both at the same time a little bit. Mastering something as an SI type, it's tricky. It's also funny because it's all about selection. You don't have to be good at something. It's less a matter of how to get good at a skill and more a matter of how to select a skill you're going to get good at. Because with SI, when you choose a skill or anything correctly, your getting good at it is an inevitability. That's one of the strengths of SI. One of the downsides of it is if you're not going to get good at it, you can. That is one of SI's strengths, is you can get good at things that you're not going to get good at, kind of. But it's going to take a lot of work for almost no results. The first thing you do is you choose something you enjoy, whether or not you're getting good results out of it. Is this something you can see yourself doing long term, even if hypothetically you never got anywhere with it? If it is, then you're set. Because with SI, you will get somewhere with it eventually. You can't not. Because people have talents, people have natural inclinations, people are naturally going to be better at some things than others. And there's some things that are not going to come to you naturally at all, or there are going to be natural blocks on it. But if you like it at its worst and at your worst in it, you're in a prime location or a prime situation for SI to do its thing. SI gets better and better and better at shit the longer it does it, which is why selection is so important. If this is something that gives you dopamine at its lowest point and you want to do this for no results, SI slowly, or maybe not slowly, maybe quickly, depending on whether or not you're naturally inclined toward it, but we're assuming you aren't. You just like it. Without your having to think about it, without your having to try harder, and without any particular combination of functions. That is the beauty of SI. That's why humanity overwhelmingly is constituted by SI types. SJs, STJs in men, SFJs in women, the overwhelming majority, well, not the overwhelming majority, big majority, most men, most women, and then with all the other types, lots of SI out there, because it's such a potent function for surviving and grinding and getting somewhere. NI types are there for the maverick shit, the high maneuverability shit. NI types are intuitive, natural trailblazers. When you need to figure out a new way to go right now, you throw NI types at it. However, if you want to maximize the trails that have been blazed, or if you want to do some vintage story-ass prospecting and unfold a new path to take, that's where SI types come in. Because what SI does is it finds something that works, and then it does it again, and it does it again, and it does it again. And I know SI looks mundane from the outside, it is pretty mundane. However, it doesn't feel mundane. When you are in SI mode, you feel like you're doing something great, even though you're doing the same shit you've always done. Good for the dopamine, good for reinforcing habits that get you somewhere. But I think it feels so good because what you're doing, or what SI is doing, without your needing to think about it or to do anything special, is it is soaking up the process. And as you're doing this, it might take you years to pick up on something an NI type would pick up on immediately. But the thing about NI types is they don't always pick up on that thing. And if they don't pick up on it, probably they're not going to pick up on it, which is why you need to throw a lot of NI types at a problem if you're going that route. An SI type will take years to have that final puzzle piece moment, or that Jaws ass dolly zoom moment where everything finally clicks. But with SI, it's an inevitability. On a long enough time scale, SI will figure out exactly how this thing works optimally. And then it'll do it again and again and again. And you don't even realize how potent SI is because you're so entrenched in the now of your situation or your routines until you go out, or you're forced to go out maybe, and start from scratch. It feels effortless. This thing that would have been insurmountable to younger you, it feels like nothing because now, to you, it is nothing. You understand the principle behind the thing. And I think this is the case for TI and TESI types. There's no lollygagging, there's no wondering, there's no experimenting. All you do is you go into a new situation and lay down the golden, platinum, capital R routine on it. You are the order maker. You are the efficiency optimizer. And it's second nature to you. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to think anything. It just happens. And that's why selection is so important. When you select something, you will happily, willingly sit through, suffer through maybe. You are choosing something that you will naturally get yourself into optimize position with. It's all time in the cockpit. Even with bad shit you will naturally avoid, you'll run from. SI doesn't have a choice. SI will force you to learn whether you want to or not. Which in some ways is suffering, in other ways it's really great. SI naturally takes the magic out of shit, like Mark Twain talking about his time on the Mississippi River in steamboats and stuff. Once you know something, there's no more magic in it. And that kind of sucks. But the thing is, with SI, see, Mark Twain was bullshitting too. There was still magic in it for him. It's just a different kind of magic. It's no longer the wonder and whimsy of something new. Now, it is plumbing the depths. There is more to this one thing than you can know. But trying to know all of it is gratifying, and that's why you keep doing it. That's why you keep going down into the mines. You yearn for the mines. And this is the perfect video to make when you're dead and you don't want to make a video, but you know you need to make a video because you love it. You can't stop getting that time in the cockpit, but you really have other shit to do. Because that's all there is to the method of this. That's how simple mastering something with SI is. Pick stuff you want to do or maybe need to do, and then do it, and do it some more, and then one day you'll wake up and realize you are one of the best at whatever the thing you chose is. I'm a master of Red Baron mini pizzas. I know 2 boxes, so 4 mini pizzas, once per day will handle all of my caloric needs, and they're only about $10. That ration is only about $10. So if I'm in not super struggle mode, but conserving my money mode, but also want to eat food I like, $10 a day, I can handle all of my food needs all at once with a food that I like eating. And God bless SI, especially tertiary SI, I can eat that shit every single day and enjoy it. I know to optimize, you don't have to put them on plates, plastic or real. What you can do is you can rip the box up and make plates for the microwaving, save yourself some dishes. You want to optimize further, you can fit 4 of them perfectly on a paper plate and then reuse that paper plate. You get done eating, all you have to do is napkin it off, and you can reuse that paper plate indefinitely. It stays clean. They're great for spice maxing. I don't know about you. I don't know if you ever taken the spice pill. The spice pill is a lot like the weight pill. You can progressively overload your taste buds and get yourself to a point you can eat food so spicy that you can impress people like a hat trick. Spicy food is weird. I'm the Ivan Drago of spicy food. I hang pretty comfortably in Tabasco habanero slathered on, which for a lot of people is just a little bit of that shit is really spicy. For me, I'm at a point I can just taste the fruit. It's really good. And then, if I ever feel like testing myself or getting that spice high, which is a rush, I can bump up to Tabasco Scorpion, which will light me up and open my brain pores. And then if I want to stay in Scorpion Land, I can do that. I don't because it fucks with my digestion, but I can. It's like Lethal, State of Decay, holy shit. God, it's been a saga in the Patreon notes for free and paid members. Beating State of Decay 2 on Lethal, that shit is abusive. But why did State of Decay 2 have such an effect on me? Draw me in so much, make me want to need to beat it on Lethal, which we're basically there. We got all the plague hearts. I hate that shit. Oh, I hate Lethal. We're gonna beat it, finally, and then we're gonna make a review on it, because fuck that game. Lethal is abusive. It fucks with your nervous system. I feel bad. I wince when I see State of Decay in my Steam library. But I needed to do it, and I did the hard part. Now I just have to push through and get in and finish it. Why did State of Decay 2 draw me in like that? It is tertiary SI. That is an SI-ass game. Because it is so unintuitive. I feel like we've gone on this rant before, but we're going on this rant again. It's a knowledge game, and even though it abuses you, it sticks a finger up and nudges your SI prostate, because you know if you play this long enough, you will figure it out eventually. And we did. We did. Now all we have to do is get over our PTSD and conduct exposure therapy and just finish Lethal. And then we can shit talk it and never touch it again. You can feel this is something you will figure out and get good at over time. All you have to do is expose yourself to it. That's all mastering anything with SI is. You don't have to be good. You don't have to be smart. You don't have to be clever. You don't have to be the most enduring person. All you need to do is be exposed to something long enough, and you will figure it out and you will master it naturally, because that's what SI does. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't.